This guy episode is performing live on our show today. The words in that piece of music is a reflection of our society, isn't it? Well, he's got a lot where that came from. We thought we would explore him today. So episode is on our show today. But first is Dear AM. That's our relationship segment. Our Relationship Friday segment here on the AM show. As always, you can write to us if there's something on your hearts that you want us to share in and see how best we can help you out. So today's letter is from Charles Day in Kumasi. Here's the content.
Dear AM, thank you for the good work you are doing. I have a big problem. I want help. My wife and I have been married for 14 and a half years, and as far as I know, I hide nothing from her. I am a finance person. Until recently, I used to work in a big bank which was collapsed by this government. When we got married, she and I vowed not to hide anything from each other. When I worked in the bank, she knew my salary, allowances, and anything that came into my two accounts. I had so much trust for her until some revelations recently about her insincerity got me thinking. I got a message from her 2 weeks ago, and it read, quote, "Please, I have sent 1,900 to your mobile money. Use it to buy the blocks. Let me know when the tiles will be done." End quote. I knew it was a wrong message to me. I was curious, so I went into her phone and saw pictures of her on a building site. Several of them. I read more messages of transfers she had made to a number, which turns out to be her mason. I called to confirm. Dear AM, my wife is building a house and she didn't tell me. The one I am building for the family because we have 3 kids is not yet completed. I have lost my bank job and now run my 2 cars as Uber and Yango to provide for the family. She has her job intact. I still pay the bills as a responsible man. But dear AM, I am deeply hurt. I feel betrayed. I love her, but I have been having second thoughts about divorcing her. Who knows? She could even be hiding more things. Already her behavior has changed since I lost my bank job. I need advice. It is driving me crazy. Charles Day, Kumasi. Dear AM, thank you for the good work you are doing. I have a big problem. I want help. My wife and I have been married for 14 and a half years, and as far as I know, I hide nothing from her. I am a finance person. Until recently, I used to work in a big bank which was collapsed by this government. When we got married, she and I vowed not to hide anything from each other. When I worked in the bank, she knew my salary, allowances, and anything that came into my 2 accounts. I had so much trust for her until some revelations recently about her insincerity got me thinking. I got a message from her 2 weeks ago, and it read, quote, "Please, I have sent 1,900 to your mobile money. Use it to buy the blocks. Let me know when the tiles will be done." End quote. I knew it was a wrong message to me. I was curious, so I went into her phone and saw pictures of her on a building site. Several of them. I read more messages of transfers she had made to a number, which turns out to be her mason. I called to confirm. Dear AM, my wife is building a house and she didn't tell me. The one I am building for the family because we have 3 kids is not yet completed. I have lost my bank job and now run my 2 cars as Uber and Yango to provide for the family. She has her job intact. I still pay the bills as a responsible man. But dear AM, I am deeply hurt. I feel betrayed. I love her, but I have been having second thoughts about divorcing her. Who knows? She could even be hiding more things. Already her behavior has changed since I lost my bank job. I need advice. It is driving me crazy. Charles Day, Kumasi.
So that's Charles writing to Dear AM. This is very loaded. Straight away, we want to link up with Pastor and Counselor Reverend Francis D'Souza. He joins us by phone. He's read this letter, and he's got something that all of us must hear. Good morning to you, Rev.
Good morning, Mama V. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for accepting to read this letter and to help us resolve the issues in there. So how would you approach a resolution of this issue?
Well, first of all, I think I have to put myself in the shoes of Charles and look at it from his perspective. But first, I would like to tell Charles to stop seeing this issue as a big problem. The more he thinks of it as a big problem, the bigger it will be for him. Well, I am answering this question on the assumption that Charles is a Christian. Charles' wife refusing to inform him about building a house is not good. And if I were to be in his shoes, I would have been shocked, just like he also got a shock. I would have been totally disappointed in my wife. However, as human beings, we all tend to make mistakes from time to time. There is no perfect marriage. There is no perfect marriage in this world. Misunderstandings, quarrels do occur from time to time. Also, I think there are temptations that take place in marriages. It is up to the couple, the two of them, to come together and fight against the temptations in order to save their marriage.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, marriage is like a business. Just like I'll not allow my business to collapse. Just like I'll not sit down to let my business collapse. In the same way, my marriage, I have to protect it.
But
I have to make sure that it doesn't collapse.
But Rev, not to cut you, but you know, this is a woman that you discuss everything with, and you're hoping that at least you deserve to be treated the same way, and she's hiding. This is not something little. And at the very beginning you said this is not a big problem, but I'm sitting down here and I'm thinking that this is a huge problem. If I discovered this about my own husband, this is huge. What if something happens to you? Who takes over that building that that structure that you're putting up that is not completed if you're not sharing it with me? How do I even know that is intended for us?
Okay, see, this is why I said we make mistakes as human beings. We all make mistakes. This can be one of the mistakes that this woman is supposed to make in this marriage. And also there are temptations. The evil one doesn't want people to marry and enjoy the marriage. So the evil one does anything that he or she thinks to get people to think of breaking up their marriages. This is what I think. You see? Have I answered you?
Well, so walking out in terms of the divorce, you've been there. You certainly have that experience. How easy is it? Is this not a basis for which somebody can walk out of his marriage?
No, I don't think so. You see, divorce is something very critical. And if we go into the Bible as Christians, we will see in the book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 16, and it says that God hates divorce. I hate divorce, says the Lord God of Israel. So if we fear God, we should not let divorce be a priority in our lives. It should be the very last resort. You see?
So you're thinking that Charles is not there yet, even with this discovery?
He's not there yet. You see, even apart from Malachi 2:16, our Lord Jesus Christ also tells us in the book of Matthew that it's only when our spouse goes to commit adultery or fornication that we can stand on that ground to divorce. You see, Charles told us that he went through his wife's phone. He searched the phone. He only saw his wife's pictures at a building site.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing in that phone, as evidence that the woman has been seeing another man. So Charles shouldn't just assume anything negative about the woman.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So, per the letter, he hasn't yet confronted her. How should he even do it? How should he approach it?
Good. You see, marriage is something that God himself instituted. And I advise people that before they marry, they have to seek God. They have to seek the face of God. Now, there are times we marry people who are already married to demons spiritually. I don't know if you believe in the spiritual. There are some people who are married spiritually, and you go and marry such a person, and it creates lots of problems. You see? So for these people to be able to get rid of their problem, the man especially will have to do certain things. Like, for instance, stop thinking of divorce. See, the moment you begin to think of something and you think of it deeply, it begins to have effect in our lives.
Okay.
Like the Bible tells us in Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. Good News Bible says, be careful how you think. Your life is made of your thoughts. Be careful how you think. Your life is made of your thoughts. And another verse from the Proverbs says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So if Charles is always thinking of divorce will take place. And when divorce takes place, he's going against the word of God.
Okay. So he
God
stops
hates
thinking divorce.
So I'm going to tell you more.
Okay.
So he should replace his negative thoughts about his wife with positive thoughts. Like, for example, when they first met, how was his impression? How did he feel about the woman? The feeling that made him to decide to marry this woman, that feeling, he has to recollect it and begin to have that feeling again through his thoughts. Charles should, maybe from time to time, even carry the photograph of his wife and be saying nice things to the photograph.
Really? Irrespective of what she has done?
Oh, it's a matter of the mind. It's a matter of the mind. The woman's building, maybe she's even doing it to surprise the man. And the man shouldn't even, the man should not forget that building is for his children. If the woman is putting up a house, who is going to occupy that house? One day, both of them will no more be there, and it's his children who will be occupying that house. So Charles shouldn't be disturbed. He should rather be grateful to God, for giving him such a hardworking, industrious woman.
So should he ask her? He should
also pray. He should also pray. Prayer is very, very effective in this matter. He has to pray. Pray and commit the marriage to God, to the hands of God. He should cast his burden onto Jesus, who is always ready to help us.
Okay.
He should also consider his wife as a gift from God. A gift from God is something no one can throw away. If he begins to think of his wife as a gift from God, he will forget about divorce.
Okay. All right.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Then, you mentioned that he hasn't confronted his wife yet.
Exactly.
It is good. It is good that he hasn't done that yet. Now, after prayers with supplication to God, he should find a time, conducive time, call his wife, and then they will sit down, and he should first of all express his genuine appreciation to her for the house that she is building for their children, and go further to congratulate her. You know, he shouldn't start by being aggressive. He should be calm. As I said, he should express his genuine gratitude to the woman. Congratulate her for the good work she is doing for the family. You know,
wow.
This is what I think should be done. Forgiveness, you know, should come in here. You know, you should forgive. There is something I have just read from a source, which I would like to share with you about marriage. This is a statement made by Dolly Parton, whom we all know, Dolly Parton, when she celebrated her 53rd year of marriage to her husband, Carl Dean. And I'm going to quote it. The secret to a successful marriage is a wife who forgives the foolishness of her husband, and a husband who ignores the stupidity of his wife. Unquote.
Thank you.
You see, forgiveness should come in.
All right. Thank you, Pastor and Counselor Reverend Francis D'Souza. Thank you so much for joining us. And most importantly, thank you for what you have shared with us. We're grateful. Roland, this is not what I was thinking. No. I would never have said that. Thank you for what you're doing for the children and for us by building. I mean, seriously?
Yeah, but it also comes with experience. I think the perspective of Reverend D'Souza is also from experience, not only in marriage itself, but also either with counseling other people and preaching, etc. When I first cited the story, I took it from two parts, the reaction of the gentleman. And I'm thinking, Charles, if he was in a state of his own, being the finance person working in the prestigious bank before the collapse of the bank, I believe would have reacted differently. And there would have been a reason why he would react the way he would. And then the way he's reacting now with his state, having two vehicles and vending for Uber and as well as Yango, his reactions are also looking at it in inverse, two types. I'm thinking if he was working in the bank, his reaction was, I'm the man, I'm good to go, I'm fit to go, I'm ready to carry on because of the job I have, the finances and the outlook that I look up to it. And so definitely a divorce and the decision to take that divorce would have been bang, instant in my perspective. But he's having a rethink because he's not good financially. And he's thinking, what will be the end point if I abruptly end this relationship on the inverse? Now, we have to take it into perspective that he feels betrayed. If he was in a state of good financial standing, betrayal, trust, and all that you feel, he would have reacted differently. I'm a man, so I know how he feels. If you have money and you're a man, you think that you have the world and you can move on even in times of disappointment. Now he's weighing the options and trying to look at it. What is out there for me, being alone or starting over? But what is in this for me because of how I feel? I am thinking Charles needs to toe the line of having a certain perspective of what the Reverend said. Because you see, at the end of the day, what is in it for me? You have a house you're building, you haven't finished, you have a job that has collapsed, you have a negative perspective financially to your life. You also have a family, a wife who I believe is supportive, but is doing this on the side.
Well, so he says in that letter that he pays all the bills, which is to suggest that if he was paying school fees, paying for electricity, paying for water, paying for food, then he's still doing all the things that he was doing when he was actively working in the bank, because that's what he says. And then the wife is working, but maybe not necessarily contributing to the things that he's contributing to.
But the truth is that it depends on his background. but we are also influenced by our society. Our society mainly makes us feel that the man is the head of the house.
Yeah.
He hasn't told us whether he allowed the woman to come in.
But also because, you know, there's also one thing that I would love to ask Charles. How were you managing things when you were actively working in the bank? Are you now realizing that she's not contributing? Did you try to stop her from contributing? Did you try to invite her into contributing, that kind of thing? So is this a continuation of something that is normal in the family, but you're now paying attention more because of the position that you find yourself in? And
that is why when it comes to the relationship of marriage or courtship, or the two of you share something as a couple, you have to perhaps look at the other side, the innate side of each of you that none of you is looking at physically. Because sometimes people just don't show their emotions, not because they willingly decided not to show it, but it's just not in themselves to be saying that, look, this is how I feel. Or no, it's not everybody who is a magajia.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the house.
Stop looking at me and saying that. Give us a call now.
Is that your name?
211-69102. 0302-211-69102. For me, after what Reverend D'Souza said, I am in no, because what he said is deep, really. Even the approach.
It's important.
After the prayer and the reflecting on it, the approach is, you know, thank her for what she's doing. Because obviously you're going to tell her about, oh, you saw the message and you realize that she's actually doing something. And this may have been a mistake in terms of what she sent to you, but you want to appreciate her for what she's doing. and I tell you what, even if she's not thinking, if this was her personal project and she wasn't thinking about sharing, at this point, she can't even deny it.
And I'm thinking, if he was in the state financially, he would have just taken the decision abruptly. He would have just said, look, I'm to hell with you. Is that how you're going to treat me? That's it. But now he's in a state in which he has to. So sometimes they say every misfortune or some misfortunes are blessings. And I believe that him not having the type of job that he wanted maybe is a blessing in helping the marriage realize something.
Let's speak to Josephine. Good morning to you, Josephine. Hello, Josephine.
Hello.
Hi, Josephine. Thank you for calling. Let's hear you on this.
I think I agree with what the Reverend said. Yes.
Oh, hello, Josephine. We're listening to you. You said you agree with what the Reverend said. So,
yes.
in terms of the approach, by confronting, letting her know that approach, or what? Put it in proper perspective for us.
Yes, you can approach, but you should still trust your wife. Still believe in her. Let's say that whatever you saw on the phone or the message, just put it aside and ask her.
Okay. But you're a woman, Josephine. What would make a woman do that? Build and not share that information with your husband?
Well, to be honest with you, I will not do that.
Okay.
But we all have our reasons for doing whatever that we do.
Okay.
No, but I think, well, I will assume that maybe she's also getting a surprise for the family. But that is not it, as we see.
Okay.
But I will agree totally with the Reverend, because as a Christian, you should know. I don't think this should lead to any divorce.
Okay.
It should not. She should try and keep the family together.
Okay. Josephine, yes, thank you very much. Thank you for your thoughts. Let's talk to Nana Kwabena in Takoradi. Nana, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mama. How are you?
Oh, very well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. Go ahead.
Welcome. I want to ask, the man that you spoke to.
Yes.
Is he living in this part of our world?
What, you think what he said is not realistic?
You yourself were shocked. You were shocked. I don't think so. Of all these things, you go congratulate your wife. Doing what? In this part of our world.
Okay, so
good morning.
No, not good morning yet. Stay with me, Nana Kwabena. So, you know, when we first got the letter, I was sounding just like you. But when we first spoke to Rev, because this is deep, this is really deep. And this is a man who's been divorced before. So he knows where he's coming from.
Well,
just reflect a bit. Reflect.
Well, considering his divorce, I don't know the circumstance around which he had that divorce. But with this particular one that we are talking about, my sister.
So you would have walked out?
Long long time ago, as Roland said.
Are
Are
you married? Are you married, Nana Kwabena?
Yes, please, I am.
Okay, all right, you are here. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. We appreciate. Let's speak to Isaac. Isaac is in Tamale. Good morning, Isaac.
Good morning.
Yes, Isaac, thank you. You're on air. Go ahead, please.
Actually, I don't want to believe that it was a surprise or it's a surprise from the woman.
Okay.
You see, when we talk of surprises, it has to do with your attitude. If the woman's attitude was that kind of good with the man, probably we could see that it would be a surprise. But in the letter, it is indicated by the man that her is their attitude. That means the attitude has changed. You can't be bad, behaving bad towards someone, and then you surprise the person. And sometimes it starts from the way we started the relationship before the marriage. I am beginning to think that probably maybe the man was good towards this woman financially. And it could happen that a woman got married to a man because of a particular thing. And now that thing is no more. So sometimes let's also think of how the relationship started and how the marriage was started.
Okay.
Okay, if you are my wife and then you are going to give me a surprise, probably I expect good relationship. Things to be normal, we so understand each other, but you don't have to change your attitude before you surprise me. So
Okay.
for all you know, I think Charles should be worried here.
Okay.
So
What would you have done, Abdullah? How would you have approached this?
Well, to me, as a man, if I was in the issue of Charles, well, just as the Reverend said, I would have approached it in a normal way. Probably try to congratulate her for your hard work and what you have been doing. But in doing that, the man should have it at the back of his mind that probably.
Oh, I think we lost Abdullah there. Oh, but you know, the greater part of your of what you wanted to say to us, I think you were able to make it. Thank you very much. Oh, Abdullah, you're still there? No.
Hello.
No. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, sir. May I know your name?
My name is Abdullah. I'm from Tamale.
Okay. Interesting. You didn't just speak to me. Isaac. Okay,
Hello?
that was Isaac. Okay. All right, Abdullah. Apologies. You're welcome to the show. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Pa. This is tough, eh?
Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah. You know, this situation, I think Mama V got it right. You know, in terms of love and marriage, it's a delicate thing. But honestly speaking, a woman that loves you will be with you no matter the condition. Infidelity as a result of a change in life is just to tell you that the fellow isn't a true partner. After all, in the African setting, no one married because you are not the better. We marry because we love ourselves. And we marry because we know that the end result will be that we shall be blessed with children who will live after us. And so for me, as a man, to be honest with you, that is why you see some men doing the worst thing. Another man will have even butchered the woman. Honestly with you. So for me, I think that the man is likely to live in a situation that will lead he himself to committing a suicide.
Okay. All right. So what would you have done?
Straight.
As in, when you say straight, walk out?
I want to be convinced by establishing the relationship between you and the man. And one is infidelity of both.
Okay, no, it looks like you're changing. You're assuming that the mason perhaps is somebody that she's dating. What are you saying? It's a house that she's building.
It doesn't matter. it doesn't matter. Once
Okay.
she's building a house, it doesn't matter. If she was better off earlier, she should at least she should know. She should let me know that even in a marital, Mama V, I'm not a woman who is married, but in true marriage, if the woman buys a cloth, she should be able to tell the woman, "Oh, I bought this cloth and this is my source." Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, Abdullah, thank you very much. Olivia is in Shamine. Olivia, good morning to
Mama
you.
V, good morning.
Yeah, I hope you're doing well.
Very well, and you too.
Oh, I'm good. Great.
Olivia, how are you?
I'm fine.
You're calling from my town, Ashaiman.
Yeah, you and Roland, your town.
Yeah.
Okay, Olivia, let's hear you on this letter that we have.
Yes, I know marriage, when you want to marry, as the Reverend said earlier on, when you base everything on prayer and make it very spiritual, everything goes accordingly. But if one side is spiritual and one side is lukewarm, when the problem comes in, that is where you see divisions in the marriage. As if one partner wants to keep something from you, not knowing, and the other. So I believe that from the onset, whatever you plan from the beginning, make sure it is based on the Bible. So when you face the storms ahead, you can stand. Maybe the man will say he was very transparent, but at the other side, it wasn't so. And now that the woman too has set out what she will do with their own life, the man wants to come in as if he was angel, but maybe he wasn't. So what I want to say that if we want to marry, we should make sure everything is based on God and trust and transparency. That is the only key we can have a successful marriage.
All right. Thank you very much, Olivia, for your thoughts. Joe Nelson is in Kolibu. Joe, good morning. Thank you for your call.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, Joe. Joe, are you married?
Yes, very married.
Okay, so speak to Charles for us.
Yeah, I think in our Ghanaian tradition, or African tradition, yeah, I'm married.
Okay, Joe, I see there's a problem. Kindly turn down the volume on your television sets so you can hear me through the phone. Otherwise, there will be some delays in this conversation. Thank you. All right.
What I will do is, the moment I saw the text message, I'll ask her directly. I'll not wait in a pass, and I'll see her reaction. And if I don't get any value answer, tangible answer, I'll go for counseling.
You go for counseling, you said?
Counseling, yeah, I'll go for counseling.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, Jill. Thank you very much for your contribution. Here's Daniel. Daniel, good morning. Daniel is in Takwa. Good morning, Daniel, if you can hear me.
Yeah, good morning.
Okay, Daniel, thank you for joining us. Let's hear you.
Now, I actually think that this is a very sad letter, but Charles doesn't have to be thinking of divorce at this particular moment. It is very sad, but he has to still allow things to be. He has to bear the pain and still take the woman as his wife, as they used to be. That is what I have to say. But the advice I have for people who are unmarried is that we shouldn't always rush to approach certain things we may not be able to, solve tomorrow. Maybe the woman didn't genuinely love the man from the genesis of their marriage. I can say maybe it was because of the money, if I can put it that way. But if there was genuine love, whatever it is, whether the man lost his job or whatever, the love would have still continued. How can you love somebody and you're going to build a house, the person is not aware? This is not love, so we have to be careful.
But Daniel, is it something that is very common with men?
This one, in fact, it is common with human beings. Everybody can do that. It is common with human beings.
But it is most disappointing when a woman does it?
Very disappointing, in fact. Very, very disappointing. In fact, the love men normally show their women is more than what they do to the men.
Oh, so really?
I think the woman has been very insincere in this case.
Okay.
So
all right.
That is something very sad.
Okay. Daniel, thank you. Daniel, I appreciate your contribution to this conversation. You're setting us to another one, which is men love women more in the marriage. You give a lot more. Well, we appreciate your thoughts. So I guess, well, really, this will be it. I mean, we've had various. We have to go to Facebook before we wrap up on this one.
Yeah, but you seem to doubt the gentleman's experience.
Which is that?
The Takwa gentleman.
No, I don't. You see, this is
because it depends on his experience.
Exactly. The issue with marriage in particular is not one that you think you have a solution to what Charles is going through. I bet if it happened to you, you would not know how to solve it. See, that's how it is like. So I respect what everybody says. Let's go to Facebook and see some comments coming through on this particular letter that we received from Charles. Charles is watching and listening, by the way. So David Naba says, no, this is not a pleasant comment. Let's go. Okay, so Dawood says, oh, okay. So let's go back. Apologies there. David says, oh, then assess yourself well and see, maybe you're not the kind that is worth helping, or who knows, maybe she wants to surprise. So bro, just enjoy the little financial hustle and thank God that you're going to stay in a mansion you have not built with your sweat, because these are some of the miracles worth celebrating, but sometimes we rather fight it because we never believe with God all things are possible.
Okay. Allah.
So what's Rev says? Okay, the darling boy says patronize me. Okay, no. That's it. So Dawood says you have to sit her down and talk to her, but first thank her for not wasting money and tell her to rechannel the resources to solve the immediate problems you're facing and continue with the building later. Minister Eugene says, good initiative, congrats woman. In the future, your children's favorite song wouldn't be Nothing I Get.
Nothing I Get.
Hey, members. Powaski Kofi says, it's a good work, but you must sit up and calculate the number of times you have been truthful to her. She's dreaming towards the future. Al-Hassan Redwan says, be cool with that and do your usual responsibilities with the best of your capability. Even though you should let her know you are aware, still maintain your disassociation with the building until she invites you. Okay. Boama says, find out the man behind her source of funding.
There's no man.
Abdullah in Tamale was also saying, you must hear. Robert Abe Ako says, my brother, you probably don't know how some ladies can be selfish. She doesn't love you. Advise yourself. Fozia, read the letter again. Richard says, try to locate the house and monitor when it's completed. Then you suggest you move in if she feels reluctant. Kwame says, my man shouldn't complain at all, but it's totally a disgrace to say your wife is building a house and you are suffering. What makes you a man before going to marry her? Okay, so this is the thing. Kwame, read the letter again. Charles is also building.
I think that the thing is, I think on Facebook we've not posted the whole letter.
Oh, we haven't put the whole letter there, so we're going to do that. Huzamat says, say you're struggling financially. Speak for yourself. Inusa says, women's hearts are as big as the ocean, full of secrets. We all have secret, my friend. Ajekum Peter says, open your eyes well, because some women are very wicked. Amma Dansua says, I know women who hide their assets due to advice from others, traits or character of the husbands. Some men are saboteurs and some find it intimidating. Some women don't find it safe informing their spouses. This secrecy depicts lack of communication and good thoughts in the marriage. Ivy says, did she steal your money? So women shouldn't continue to labor and support you while you go around littering everywhere because you're a man. Reason with her just the way our mothers reason
with me.
Our fathers. Patrick says,
if I don't
it's
get
a house
today,
for herself or both family.
I will get them tomorrow.
The latter, send her to the second honeymoon. Thompson says, wicked spouse, can you please ask her the source of the money? So the conversation continues on Facebook. Listen, I tell you what, when we first got the letter, I thought it was just a straight way of fixing this. But now I know, even with the views on Facebook, with the calls that we received, and with the intervention from Reverend D'Souza, oh my God.
Well, for me, when I first saw the letter, I said one of the pointers of divorce is not this one. So whether the woman has a house, doesn't have a house, because at the end of the day, I subscribe to Reverend D'Souza's assertions that at the end of the period, the beneficiaries are the children. The children you have, even if you were divorced, the children will still be
and they are the most important, we say in every marriage. All right. So write to us if you have any relationship issues. It's info@myjoyonline.com. It could be your letter that we will be reading and trying to get the help for you the next time. So kindly write to us. That's it for the segment, Dear AM. When we come back, it's World Heart Day on Sunday. Our friends from Casapreco, Awake Purified Drinking Water. There's something incredible that they do when you buy every Awake water that you buy. There's something that your money contributes to. We have that conversation and your hearts on the show.
Fantastic.
After that episode.
Definitely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And there's a climate change march going on. We will go to the grounds and get some thoughts as well. So stay with us.